Wrestling has a long and extensive history and can be considered to be one of the world's oldest sports. The early history of wrestling can be traced back as far as 2600 BC, where vases and statuette artifacts have been discovered near Baghdad. Tombs of Egyptian kings dating 2500 BC have been found to have paintings showing holds and techniques still used today. In 700 BC, wrestling has records of being an event in the Olympic Games. By the end of the Civil War, freestyle wrestling gained popularity in gymnasiums and athletic clubs all throughout the country. In 1903, the first intercollegiate meet took place between Yale and Columbia University. The popularity of the sport continues to grow today and is especially popular in the Midwest. Today, the history of collegiate wrestling can be traced to a style of folk wrestling found in Europe, mainly Great Britain. Stick was founded in 1967. 32 years later, in 1999, Coach Nieves started Stick's first wrestling program.
We've had a wrestling team for about 13 years now. One of the ways that we've become well known with wrestling is the fact that we are kind of a unique situation in that we have the only community college wrestling team in New England. There are, strong community college wrestling programs in upstate New York. That's where Coach Nieves wrestled. At the State University of New York at Delhi, which is a 2-year school.
STCC is in the National Junior Collegiate Athletic Association Conference. They compete with teams all around New England.
And I was a regional director, and I told them I wanted to start wrestling, and they all laughed. And they made jokes. Oh, you're gonna have Chief Jay Strong go, watch out for the third rope, crazy, And I said, nah, you guys should have wrestling too, it's a great sport.
Although it was hard to start a wrestling program at STCC, having excellent coaches made the process much easier.
Another thing that made us well known is the quality of our coaches. Alberto Nieves, he was a Olympic alternate, several-time national champion in Puerto Rico. His twin brother Anibal, who also leads our women's program, was a 2-time Olympian. They have Nieves Wrestling, which is a group, and they do clinics and tournaments, and they're out there. They're passionate about the sport, and they live the life of wrestling.
So I started coaching in the high school level. I coached at the high school I graduated from, Ellenville, New York. It's around like 1997 or so, around there. And I moved on to coach at the college level. I was an assistant coach at American International College, and I had the opportunity to start the program here.
Immediately knew that he was a guy that I could work with.
We're the only junior college in all of New England that offers wrestling. We're unique because the tuition it's really cheap compared to our 4-year schools anywhere, and have an opportunity to come here and get a 2-year degree out of it and save a lot of money.
I came to Stick because I'm from New Hampshire, and I came to Stick because in New Hampshire they don't have wrestling community colleges, so this is the closest wrestling community college in my area.
Springfield Tech gives wrestlers a great opportunity. With the price of college so high, some people cannot afford to go to a 4-year school, which eliminates the opportunity for some athletes to compete at the collegiate level.
Unfortunately, it's kind of tough when you coach at the junior college level. You only have wrestlers for 2 years, maybe 3 tops, and so it's a big. After 2 years, 3 years, we transition to having a new team every year. Pretty much, we're looking to have new wrestlers come in. So we're always looking to recruit top high school wrestlers. We're looking to recruit wrestlers that want to come in and work, not just on the mats, but off the mats. Again, I'll stress that academics, when you have a good student academically, that student becomes a good wrestler. Because if you have a good work ethic academically, you're going to have a good work ethic on the mat. And we look for those kids that can balance both, and we look for kids that want to dedicate their time just in the classroom and on the mats.
To be a student athlete, it means a lot. No college really wants just an athlete. They want somebody who's educated as well. And to be educated is a real big plus, because not only that, you're a really good athlete. When you leave off the mat, you have your life ahead of you. So if you're not educated with it, there's no point.
The program draws student athletes from all around the country.
Most of our wrestlers come from Western Mass, but we do get wrestlers. We get local wrestlers from Connecticut. We have had wrestlers throughout all New England, Vermont, Rhode Island, again Connecticut, New Hampshire. So we had all New England athletes. We had wrestlers from New York, from California, and Tennessee so far. We're trying to expand.
This gives a wrestling team quite the challenge of having to compete with big schools that are able to work with wrestlers for 4 years, while Coach Nieves only gets to work with his wrestlers for about 2 years.
We have a lot of potential this year. We qualified 5 national qualifiers last year, and they're all returning, and we had a pretty good recruiting class this year. Handful, about good 5 high school kids that were top in the New England area and their wrestling. So we have a good opportunity to do well on our schedule, dual meet schedule, as well as our conference championships at the end. I think we're in a hunt for a title. We have a good opportunity to do well in nationals. We're currently ranked number 6 in the NJCAA Division III polls, and have a few guys that are ranked in Division in that poll as well.
The wrestling team even funded a new weight room for students and athletes to use.
It's important to stay strong in season, not just work out on your own. You gotta know what you're doing, and we have coaches that put programs, how to work out, what to work out, how often. So it's been a big part of it. It helps.
Coach Nieves has built a very successful program at Stick. He pushes his athletes to be the best they can be, and has trained them to not only work hard on the mats, but in all aspects of life.
To know that they're there for you, and not just the team and their own record, it means a lot, because they're helping everyone individually.